Good morning. Today in our church we celebrate the raising of Lazarus. So, today we're going to read the story of Lazarus and discuss what we can learn from the story. Jesus went to Jerusalem. It was festival season, and the city was full of people. So he stayed in a house in Bethany, where Martha, Mary, and Lazarus lived. It wasn't far away. Martha was always busy cooking and cleaning the house. "Tell Mary she must help me," Martha said to Jesus, all hot and flustered. But Mary was listening to Jesus. She didn't want to miss a word. Jesus wanted Martha to listen too. He didn't need a special meal. He didn't mind a bit of dust around the house. Martha, Mary, and Lazarus really loved Jesus a lot, and he loved them as well. One dreadful day, Lazarus fell ill. Martha and Mary sent a message to Jesus. "Please come quickly or he'll die." Unfortunately, Jesus didn't get there in time, and Lazarus did die. Martha came to meet Jesus 4 days after Lazarus had died. Her eyes were all red from crying. "If only you'd come quickly," she said. "God will do anything you ask him. You could have made Lazarus well, but now he's dead and buried." Mary said the same. "If only you'd come quickly." They began to cry. Jesus cried too. But he had a surprise for Martha and Mary, a very big surprise. Lazarus will come to life again. And listen, here's the best news of all. Everyone who trusts me will live, even if they die. Jesus stood outside the cave where Lazarus was buried. "Lazarus, come out," Jesus called. And Lazarus did. Well, what can we learn from this story? The first important thing that we learn from the raising of Lazarus is that Jesus cried when he found out his friend had died. This shows us that he's a human just like us. In his humility, he was able to show emotions just like a normal human. Now, humility is a word that's going to come up a lot in these lessons that we're doing over the next few weeks. I'm going to explain quickly what it means. It means to not show pride and to show obedience towards God. However, when Jesus brought Lazarus back to life, he showed us in that moment that he was God as well as human. And that's why we say that Jesus came down from heaven as God and as human in two forms. The most important lesson we learn from today's story is what Jesus said. Whoever believes in God receives spiritual life that even physical death cannot take away. What does Jesus mean by this? Well, he doesn't mean that if you believe in God, he'll keep you alive, and when your time comes, you will not pass away. What he does mean is those people who have faith in God will live in eternity with Jesus in heaven. The story of this day is very crucial for the time we're in at the moment. At the start of the story, Mary and Martha were not very happy with Jesus for not responding immediately to their call. While we in our own homes are praying for the health of our families, of our communities, and even the world, it might seem that there's a delay in the answer of our prayers. But think about this story and trust that God has a plan for us all. He'll protect those who have faith in him, whether they are with us or no longer with us. He'll watch over us, just like he did to his friend Lazarus. Now, in Greece and Cyprus, we have a special tradition on this day of making fasting breads called Lazarus breads or Lazaragia. They're made specifically on this day. The recipe for this bread will be listed below in the caption. It's a sweet bread that is suitable to eat during your fast. I'll be making some later with my family. It'll be great if you could all make some and share pictures of you baking and of the final product so we can share with our community. If you're unable to bake these breads, you could draw your own representations of the raising of Lazarus, or you could retell the story in your own creative way. As always, details of how to share your work will be listed below. Tomorrow, we'll be learning about Palm Sunday and why it's so important to us. And as always, I cannot wait to see some of the work that people have been sending us in. It'd be amazing to share it with our community. Have a safe day, and maybe God be with you always. Goodbye.